So, quick disclaimer before the video actually starts. This was made in a different order. I thought I was going to go from 1 to 10, but I'm actually going to be going from 10 to 1. So, the order on the screen may be like 9, 10, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, then 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're just going to be going down from 10 to 1. That's how this video is actually going to work. Also, a lot of you may disagree with my opinions. I have quite a bit of controversial opinions in this class. My board will not be the same as yours, and I have certain opinions about certain quarterbacks that just don't apply to what a lot of people think. So let's get right into it. Now, what I'm going to do, this is presented on Google Slides. I just copied and pasted everything just so that I can actually present it in a way. So you may see my mouse in a bit, but hopefully it's not too distracting, as this is how every slide is basically going to look like. So at number 10, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I have Tanner Mckee out of Stanford. You can see I have the projection first to third. Even though Devin Leary, I have him higher, but he's second to third, I think Tanner Mckee has a ton of potential. I really do. I think he's going to become much, much better in 2022, but I find that the NFL is really banking on a lot of mobile quarterbacks who have big arms. Tanner Mckee's a good, accurate, solid quarterback, but he's a guy that really reminds me of Davis Mills, who was a third-round pick. He's just not mobile, and with the NFL evolving, I still think Tanner Mckee will have to be a bit more mobile. However, his accuracy is there. I think he can be really, really good, and I think a lot of, teams will have good opinions on him if they want a really accurate pocket passer. That is exactly what Tanner Mckee is. And then number 9 is Devin Leary. So the moment I saw him, I was like, why does everyone have him down at like the 70 out of 100 on their big board? And then I looked at other quarterbacks, and I see that Devin Leary does everything good. He does everything to a certain level that he's just like sort of a Kenny Pickett kind of player, just is decent at everything. However, he doesn't have like one thing that he really stands out in, like a lot of other quarterbacks. I won't actually talk in like examples because that will just spoil the rest of the rankings. But Leary is good, but he's not good enough. He's not good as the other prospects in this class at his position. That's why I have him going in the second to third round. But quarterbacks tend to go high, so a lot of these projections may just be based on that. As we will move on to number 8, Phil Jurkovec out of Boston College. He's a guy who's very mobile, pretty good arm. The accuracy is on and off. That's what I really don't like about Jurkovec. I think that's why he really fell in last year's draft and decided to commit to 2023. Jurkovec is really good. I think he can improve a ton this upcoming season. I think he could even boost his way up into the first round. I really do. I think that's the perfect place for Phil Jurkovec to go if he does real good because of his mobile ability. But right now I have him going in second to third. It's just where his talent level is right now compared to a lot of other people who are going to go in the mid-second. As number 7, we have Jaren Hall. There's one big drawback about Hall. It's not his game. He's a good starter. He's decent. But he's going to be 24, maybe even 25 when the season starts. So he's going to be around the same age as Lamar Jackson, who at this point may have played like 4 to 5 seasons, which is not ideal. You're going to get very little playing time from Hall. He's good, but I think his age may be a factor in where he goes in the draft, and I think that's what's really causing him to fall on my board as well. But he's a decent starter, big arm, good accuracy. It's just that BYU offensive line is terrible. It's really bad, which I don't even understand why it is, but it just is, and Hall doesn't have much time to throw. As number 6, with a filled-in 6, which really bothers me, but is going to be Cameron Ward. He used to play at, I believe, Incarnate Word. I've only watched one game of his, and the rest had to be highlights, because I'm able to get some, drawbacks on his game in his highlights as well. He reminds me of a less mobile Lamar Jackson. He's not as fast for sure, but the reason why is you can see his low release point. He throws almost exactly like Lamar Jackson with his arm sort of like aiming to the side. So it's a low release point, but he has a big, big arm and was unreal for Incarnate Word. The only reason he isn't higher on this list and doesn't have a higher projection, Incarnate Word is an FCS school. Now he's going to an FBS school. And We have to see how he makes the transition. I think he's going to be great. He was great for Incarnate Word. If his talents can just, go to the next level with Washington State, I think he can be super, super good and push his way into the first round. And now we have a big jump with the projection. Like I said, quarterbacks tend to go high, and with Tyler Van Dyke here at number 5. Van Dyke is his last name. Van Dyke is a good player. He shows flashes of big amounts of brilliance, I must say. He's a very mobile, not very mobile, but pretty mobile guy with a big arm and great zip on his throws, good spiral. There's nothing to hate about him. My mic just cut off. But it's just like Devin Leary. He's just a better Devin Leary. He's good at a lot of things, but it's just quarterbacks who are better than him is basically the gist of what I'm trying to say about Van Dyke as a player. This video is going by pretty quick. As number 4, you can see number 3, 2, and 1, and now you can leave. But don't leave. If you want to see the explanation why each quarterback is there, please stick around. But number 4 is Will Levis. Now, you would maybe ask, why is Will Levis below Anthony Richardson? Why is he not your number 3 quarterback? Well, Levis was in an RPO scheme with Wan'Dale Robinson, who is now on the Giants. And if he goes to the Giants, that would be pretty poetic. He played well, but a lot of the throws were short throws. He has good decision-making. I really do see that he reads the field pretty well and can scan the field as well before making a decision. He is another guy who just really improved throughout the year. And I think he can be so good if he just proves how he really plays. There's gonna be a lot of handoffs to Chris Rodriguez Jr., their running back, who is not really even a top 10 guy for me. Maybe he is. Maybe he sneaks in. But Kentucky just doesn't really revolve around Levis as a lot of other colleges may revolve around their quarterback. They just do something else, at least in 2021. But I think if Levis can showcase his talents really in 2022, I think he would be great. Another thing that's really holding me back is he's going to be 24 when his rookie season starts, which is, again, not ideal. It's pretty old. But if you see his game, I think you would be pretty impressed with him as a player. That's why I have him at number 4 and a top 10 projection. As number 3 is Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Just a highlight reel player. He really is. Just go check him out. He didn't start. He just had these amazing flashes where he just heaved the ball downfield, or he was just running, right? He has a big arm, big potential, high ceiling but low floor. We're really going to see how he plays this upcoming year as a starter full-time. He did have some accuracy issues and maybe is not the most technical quarterback, but if you look at his ceiling, if you look at his highlights, it's so fun to watch, right? So I would say Anthony Richardson for sure is number 3. Number 2, CJ Stroud. I don't actually like CJ Stroud as a lot of other people may, like him. He really got good as the season went on. He was, bad against Oregon, legitimately bad. But after some time, he worked on his game, stopped throwing as much turnovers, just played well. He's not, amazingly mobile, like maybe Bryce Young could be considered amazingly mobile. But if you want him to run, he can run, and he can run pretty fast. He'll gain you yards, but a lot of his game was based on his 3 receivers. It's going to be like how Sam Howell did. It's going to be struggling to adapt without, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Still has Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's awesome as well, but he's going to have to learn how to do without him. He's going to have to learn how to do without short passes, and my take is that Stroud's, stock may actually fall because they have a really good running back. I think his name's Travion Henderson. I'm not actually looked in the 2024 class, but he is really good. And they may even use, the Ohio State offense, the head coach, as a running offense rather than Stroud passing the ball out. But Stroud is very talented, big arm, and I think he can go real high in the draft, including the number 1 overall pick, which I did have the Texans taking him at in my previous mock draft. As number 1, you guys know it, Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young. And I was like, Bryce Young, okay, Heisman Trophy winner, but Stroud is definitely better. And then I tried watching, it was this Alabama tight end, Josh Latu or whatever his name is. And I saw Bryce Young. It was basically me just laughing at the defense of getting toasted by Jameson Williams. But it was the guy who's getting it to Jamison Williams that really impressed me. His tight window throw ability is unreal. Like, he has nearly pinpoint accuracy on every single throw, and including on deep balls. His deep accuracy is something that I have not really seen in many quarterbacks. You know, deep accuracy is one of the hardest things to master because it's down the field. You have to use your big arm, but also your amazing accuracy skills. And if that doesn't work, check out his SEC Conference Championship game against Georgia. Bryce Young went not off, but really, really good on the ground. And you can see his speed. It should be, in Madden, about like 86, 87. I think he's going to be really good, especially with the transfer out of Georgia, Jermaine Burton, who is also really, really good according to me. He doesn't have Jamison Williams, who he can just like heave the ball down the field, and you will see Jamison Williams come down with it. But man, Bryce Young is good. But that is going to do it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, a lot of this was made on Google Slides, like all this right here you see, all made on Google Slides. The only thing that wasn't made on Google Slides, you can see all my tabs there used to make. Like, I don't use Photoshop. I use Photopea to make the thumbnails. It's just a simpler version of Photoshop. This was not made in Google Slides. You cannot make this kind of thumbnail in Google Slides, as well as this background. But I know the graphics weren't that good, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.